What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode of the Maritime Hockey Podcast, and this one's a special one. Before we get into this one, I just want to say a big thank you to everyone who has supported the channel up to this point. The support means the world to me, and special thanks to my buddies who I started this out with too. I know unfortunately they got busy with other stuff, but without them I wouldn't have even started this in the first place. So they're a big help as to why I got this started too. And this episode's a big one because episode 100. Crazy that we've come this far already, but I feel like this one's gonna be a good one, so appreciate the support though, guys. Like, for real, means the world to me, and it's just great to talk hockey with all of you, and I love talking hockey. This is why I do it. Anyways, without further ado, let's get into this 100th episode, and we are talking about the 2024 Memorial Cup in Saginaw, Michigan. Now, there's a lot of firsts to notice here that we're going to go over. Also, yes, the 2024 Memorial Cup has begun there, and I know there's already been 2 games played, and there's another game coming up in a few minutes at the time I'm recording this video. That game will be Drummondville and the host Saginaw Spirit. And we'll get into the other 2 games that already happened. So, first to mention though, this is the first time in CHL history that all 3 league champions have swept their finals series. The London Knights swept their OHL finals series against the Oshawa Generals. The Moose Jaw Warriors swept their series in the WHL finals against the Portland Winterhawks, and the Drummondville Voltigeurs swept their finals series in the QMJHL against the number 1 ranked Bakemo Drakkar. And then, of course, Saginaw Spirit are there because they are the host city. Now, speaking of Saginaw hosting, this is also the first time that the Memorial Cup has been hosted in the United States. Of course, Saginaw, Michigan. So, that's pretty cool. And it's the first time Saginaw and Moose Jaw have ever been in the Memorial Cup. Now, I'm going to get into my predictions of who I think's going to win this whole Memorial Cup. But first, let's recap the first 2 games that already happened. The first game of the Memorial Cup was Saginaw versus Moose Jaw, the host city, Saginaw Spirit, the hometown team, against the WHL champions Moose Jaw Warriors. Now, Saginaw came out buzzing all over Moose Jaw. Saginaw was up 4-0, but late in the game, Moose Jaw did make a comeback and made it close, but Saginaw did hang on to get that first victory in the Memorial Cup with a final score of 5-4. Moose Jaw did come close though. Now, in the second game, the London Knights took on the QMJHL champions, the Drummondville Voltigeurs, against the OHL champions, London Knights. And, I mean, we probably all would have expected this because we all know London's a great hockey organization. But the London Knights came out, took care of business with a 4-0 shutout win over the Drummondville Voltigeurs. I mean, London, they're just a stacked team. They got lots of good talent over there. We know London's known as one of the best junior hockey franchises and organizations there is. They're one of the reasons why a lot of junior hockey players want to play there. They have great alumni players like Patrick Kane, Matthew Tkachuk, um, John Tavares, Mitch Marner. The list goes on. And it just seems like every year London does really good. I mean, they made it to the Memorial Cup like 5 times now and won 2. Crazy that they only won 2, but yeah, they have a great coach, Dale Hunter, and it just seems like every year they're a competitive team. Now, getting into my picks of who I think's gonna win the whole Memorial Cup. Honestly, I think it's the final 2 teams. I think it's going to come down to Saginaw and London, which would be crazy because London was the number 1 team in the OHL all season. Saginaw was right behind London with 2nd place. And their records were not that far apart. London Knights, I believe, had 50 wins, 14 losses, and Saginaw had 50 wins, 16 losses, so not too far behind each other. Also, I think if that final does happen, Saginaw will definitely be looking for some revenge on the London Knights because London eliminated the Saginaw Spirit in the conference finals of the OHL playoffs in 6 games. And then, of course, London went on to the finals and swept the finals to win the OHL championship. So, top 2 teams in the OHL faced off in the conference finals, and London beat them in 6. I think if they go in the Memorial Cup finals, Saginaw will be looking for some revenge on them. And I think this would be a great Memorial Cup final. You know, of course, Saginaw's the host team. You'd have the fans buzzing, and the whole building would be electric. And I think it would be no surprise to all of us to see London in the Memorial Cup final. As like I said, we all know they're a great team. They seem to be competitive every year. I don't know how they do it, but it's amazing. So yeah, those are my 2 finalists, London and Saginaw. And then who do I think is going to take home the Memorial Cup and be crowned 2024 Memorial Cup champions? I'm sorry, Saginaw fans, but I just don't see how the London Knights win this. So I am picking the London Knights to win the 2024 Memorial Cup in Saginaw against the host Saginaw Spirit. Again, sorry, Saginaw fans. But I think, like I said, I think London's just too good of a team this year. I think they're the best team in this Memorial Cup. And I just don't see how they don't win it. So, London is my pick to win the Memorial Cup. But curious to see who you guys have winning the Memorial Cup. And let me know down below in the comments who your 2 finalists are. So, who you think will be the 2 teams that will make it to the Memorial Cup final, and who do you think the Memorial Cup champion will be out of those 2 finalists? I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts down below in the comments. Thank you guys so much for the support, and if you're new to the channel, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. That's the best way to let me know you enjoy hockey content like this. Again, thank you guys so much for the support. It means a lot to me. And I'll see you guys in the next one.